Howdy folks, and welcome to another slightly unusual episode of Mingles with Jingles, guest starring Rita
Ta-da!
and Eddie,
Hello.
instead of just guest starring Rita or Eddie.
This is the one everyone's been asking for.
It is actually, yeah. Today we're going for a three-way.
Well,
He's like,
I think I'm out of your two's league.
I feel less comfortable about being sat on a sofa.
At least you're not in the middle.
Yeah.
That would be bad.
No.
Cut, we'll edit this out. So, yeah, welcome. I think this is the first Mingles with Jingles I've done since having the final bits and pieces done to the house, which you saw for the first time today.
Yes, I've been on holiday, so
Yes,
I left on the day you were getting it together.
You've been up to your homeland, haven't you?
Yes, I've been to Scotland.
Yes, as you can tell by his strong Scottish accent, Eddie is actually 75% Scottish.
Yes, my mum is Scottish, my dad is half Scottish.
That's right. Yes.
I've been to my homeland and what can I say? I've taken on the accent, I'm afraid. You'll have a bit
But then
of
again, I mean, I'm a Geordie.
I know.
So, as you can tell by my strong Geordie accent.
Yes.
And Rita is obviously Russian, as you can tell by her strong Russian accent.
Duh.
You get that a lot, don't you?
I do.
Where's she from on Twitch? Is she Russian? No.
The funniest thing is that when we went to Russia years ago, the Russians thought I was one of them. I was like, нет, товарищ, нет.
Until they spoke Russian to you.
Russian is in the Eastern Bloc. She's in which part of Europe? Can you get any further west in Europe?
No, you can't get any further west than Portugal and still actually be in Europe.
Further than that, again, I'm going to start swimming.
Not without getting your feet wet.
Yeah.
So, anyway, we thought, because you're going to figure it out the second she starts live streaming, I have a new house guest. Rita is using the spare bedroom. Because quite frankly, we were both getting sick and tired of living alone.
Yeah. It sucks.
Yeah, it sucks. Plus, I mean, because I technically lived by myself when I was staying with Eddie. Because I was upstairs, Eddie was downstairs. But it was kind of the best of both worlds, because we could have a chat. Every time we came out of the kitchen, we'd stop and have a chat.
Yeah.
And, but then, you know, when you wanted to be on your own, you could. I just went back upstairs to my rooms. And Eddie, you know, as the landlord, he wouldn't just walk in. He would always knock. I always had the privacy. But I thought I lived by myself, but I really didn't. And moving in here, it's been all right, but I just prefer having somebody else around.
Yeah.
And I like Rita. Rita likes me. We both. I mean, we've lived together for years before anyway.
And it works perfect because everything you hate doing, I'm okay, totally okay, and vice versa. Everything I hate doing is totally fine with it around the house. So.
Yeah, I hate organising and like cleaning the floor and stuff like that. She loves doing that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Rita hates washing dishes.
He's totally fine with it.
And I'm fine with washing dishes.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, and like we thought, the second she live streams, everybody's going to figure it out anyway, because I did the house tour video. And you'll recognise the bedroom because she's in my spare bedroom. That was basically set it all up for her. So Eddie came around today and helped with a lot of the bulky stuff that Rita needed to move in.
Yes, neither of you in this house can drive.
No. Or have a car.
Or have a car, yeah. To be fair, since neither of you can drive, there's a good reason neither of you have a car.
This is true. Rita can drive a tank, but we don't have a tank.
I was telling that to my family.
Challenge accepted.
They keep asking, are you driving already? And I was very honest. I'm afraid of, what do you call it, light cars? We call it carro ligeiro in Portuguese. There's different types, tiers of cars. So yours would be a light car, considered a light car, if you translate it from Portuguese.
Okay, I would have thought something like a Fiat Uno would have been a light car.
Yes, mine
It's that
is a
sort
big
of,
one. It has more than 3 doors.
Yeah, but it's that sort of car. I'm genuinely afraid of driving those kind of cars. Because I'm so used to drive things, being the owner of the
So
road.
basically, if you hit something, it's not going to damage your vehicle.
Yeah, it's just,
Unless
driving.
it's a bigger tank.
Oh, yeah. Someone just,
Need to get the hose on the tracks and get that out afterwards.
Yeah, exactly. It's just, I don't know. The first driving lesson I took, it was on a smart car, and I just felt so uncomfortable because everything shook.
And then it gave you a driving lesson in a car park.
Yeah.
And you were still scared.
Yes. Because I'm no longer the owner.
I have never driven a car. I've been on a
That
motorbike
would be
once.
hilarious.
Yeah, yes, it would, because I know I'd be so bad at it. I'm too old to learn now.
Oh yeah,
Nah.
far too old.
I mean, I've been on a motorbike once, and I couldn't get that to stop.
That's what you want to hear.
Yeah, it was at high school, boarding school in South Africa, in the Transvaal, a place called Barberton, and there was one of the. It was the town's high school. You know, you could just live in the town and go to the school during the day, and then go home at night, and you know. But they also had like what they called the hostel, where all the boarders lived. So one of my friends from town he bought himself a 50cc, or I don't know how big the engine was, but we're like 14, 15-year-olds, so it wouldn't have been a huge engine. And we're on the bottom rugby field, which you couldn't actually see from the school. And he had this motorbike, and he said, "Do you want to go?" And I said, "Hell yeah." Because I was stupid.
Young and
So
stupid.
how does it work? Well, you know, I can't even remember. Like gears there, accelerator there, off you go. Where are the brakes? And the bike was so big, I couldn't actually reach the brakes.
Oh no.
And there was no way I was letting go of those handlebars. So I crashed it.
Oh no.
He wasn't happy with me. But that's the one and only time I've ever been on a motorbike. And I've only ever been on a horse once as well, and I crashed that too.
You crash a horse.
Again, at the boarding school in South Africa, there was one of the guys, Billy Brenchley, invited a bunch of us home to his ranch. He lived on a ranch where they bred horses for the weekend up in the Maconius Mountains. And
Maconia Mountain?
Maconius Mountains. It's a South African thing. And it was amazing. It was a working horse ranch. And then we saddled up 3 horses.
I'm getting visions of city slickers.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was like. It was just like City Slickers. Billy obviously basically born on horseback. George, who went with us, hadn't been on a horse before, but you know, got used to it really quickly. Me, not so much. We went out camping in the mountains over the weekend, riding in the horses, and it was all right. You know, it wasn't particularly comfortable, but no, I couldn't get into the rhythm of it, no matter how much I tried. The first night, I went to brush the horse down, and it kicked. I came at it from behind, and it kicked me right in the chest and set me flying about 10 feet.
You deserve that.
Luckily, it didn't break anything. The next morning, we're riding over the top of the mountain, and Billy and George decided their horses were going to go for a run. My horse decided, without any input from me, that it was going to take part. And it ran after them, and I went straight off the back. My foot got caught in the stirrups.
Ouch.
And I got dragged over rocks. And the only reason I didn't break my back was because my rucksack took the impact.
Jesus.
So, never been on a horse since.
Cheers, lads.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, my back was black and blue with bruises, but I didn't break anything. And I walked after the rest. I just led the horse by the bridle. I said, I've had enough horses. That's enough for one lifetime. Thanks, lads. But since I've seen that Billy does Billy Christie African hoof prints, where he rides all across Africa, like literally from the Mediterranean to the South Atlantic, all the way across Africa for charity. And unfortunately, his wife, girlfriend, partner, Christy, was killed while they were doing it, because you go from North Africa to South Africa, you pass through some very dangerous places.
Yes.
Yeah.
And a couple of years ago, because a couple of years back I was trying to get back in touch with all my friends from boarding school, and that's when I found out what had happened to Billy and Christy. Christy died, unfortunately. Sorry to be
that's brought that down,
a bit
hasn't
of a
it?
downer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, let's change the subject. What else were we going to talk about?
Oh, the new Predator movie.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if you've heard. There's a new Predator movie. It's called Prey, and I saw the trailer for it, and immediately, let's just say the Predator set me up for disappointment, because it was a Comanche Native American girl. You know, why do you want to hunt? Because you all think I can't. So straight away.
It was very much Mary Sue
Yeah.
kind of trailer. That's what it looks like.
It made
the
her out
vibe.
to be like Rey from the Star Wars sequels.
Yeah.
Like, she can do anything she wants to because she's a strong, independent Comanche woman
Yeah.
and she don't need no man.
And as soon as she touches a lightsaber, she knows how to wield a lightsaber.
Yeah, it's like Rey. She's never even seen a lightsaber in
Yeah.
her life, but the second she picks one up, she defeats a Dark Jedi Master.
Yeah.
Because she can do anything she wants to without any kind of training or experience. And I thought that's what this was going to be as well. And I was prepared for disappointment. So you've seen it now, haven't you?
Yes.
You haven't seen it yet.
No, I've seen the trailer,
I've
but
seen it twice. But it is... I don't want to give any spoilers here because you need to see it. It's the best Predator movie since Predator. I rewatched a load of Predator movies after watching Prey. I rewatched Predator 2, which has not aged well. But I still love it.
yeah,
Because it's Predator 2. And watching old man Danny Glover, old man his way around LA,
Yeah.
trying to fight a predator is
he
ridiculous.
is getting too old for that shit.
Yeah, he really is too old for that shit. But it works. Predator
Yeah.
2 is glorious. But it really hasn't aged well, because I think it came out in 94, and it was their idea of what 97 was going to look like.
Yes.
No.
Believe it
But
now.
Predator
Don't
2
worry,
is
I
still
remember
good.
what Back to the Future said 2015 was going to
Yeah,
look
I
like.
still want my hoverboard.
Yeah.
And then I rewatched Predators from 2010, the one with Adrian Brody. Adrian Brody is in like is like in Wes Anderson movies. You know, the Darjeeling Limited.
Yeah.
That one about the hotel. That, you know, he's in these hot art house movies, and suddenly he's playing the hero in a Predator movie.
Yeah, that's not really...
What? But he pulls it off because he's a good actor. So he pulls off the tough guy thing, and also it's amazing how much he worked out for that movie. You see him at the end when he takes his shirt off. He is ripped.
It's been a while since I've seen it, so I'll take your
I was
word.
like, that skinny street of piss from the Darjeeling Limited, and he makes Bruce Willis look like a £70 weakling in this movie.
That reminds me of that guy from Stranger Things.
Which guy from Stranger Things?
The one that was in jail in Alaska.
Oh, Hopper.
Yeah.
Yeah, the sheriff.
Because this season he was very ripped.
Well, yeah, he'd been doing hard labour in Siberia for a year, hadn't he?
That'd probably do it then.
Yeah.
Wasn't it in Alaska?
No, the Russians don't have any prison camps in Alaska, Rita.
I thought that was in Alaska.
You know Alaska's in America, right?
Yes.
You know it's like the 50th state or
But
something.
it used to belong to America.
No,
It
used
still
to
belongs to
still
America.
belongs to America. It used to-
50th
Sorry.
state.
Yes. Russia sold it to America
When was that?
about 100 years ago.
Oh, okay. Because I know they were used to somewhere around
This week,
along the way.
this week in dumb shit that Rita said, the Russian gulag inside in Alaska.
Yeah.
Yes. That's my girl.
Everybody point and laugh at Rita.
Yeah.
But we
Right.
were talking about Predator movies, weren't we?
Yeah, sorry.
Because there's been some really bad Predator movies. What was the last one called? The one written by the guy that wrote Kiss Kiss Bang Bang and
Was it The Predator?
might have been The Predator. Yeah, the one with Thomas Jane.
I haven't even seen it, you know.
It's terrible.
I think you saw it and said, don't watch it, so I didn't.
So bad. It's just stupid. I mean, it's stupid, and they tried to make it an action comedy.
Oh.
It's a fucking Predator movie. No.
Yeah.
Action horror, yes. Action comedy, no.
And then
It's
there's-
okay to have one moment of comedy for comedy relief.
Yeah.
Like the bit in Predator 2 where the Predator's bashed through the wall of the tenement building and it's had its arm cut off and it's mixing up medicines for itself and the old lady's like, Herb, I think there's somebody in the bathroom. It's okay to do that. Just as a bit of comedy relief, but not cracking jokes and wisecracks all the way through the movie. Which,
that changes the tone, that
No.
changes...
no, it's awful. And then the first Alien vs. Predator movie was a train wreck. I mean, they had a fantastic idea, but unfortunately, if you take a fantastic idea and you give it to the director of the Resident Evil movies,
Yes.
you get the first Alien vs. Predator movie.
Have any of you
The
seen?
The second one, the Requiem one.
Yeah, just a sec.
Have any of you seen the Resident Evil series?
The TV show? No, I've heard too many.
Not the
Spare
films,
yourself.
not the
No,
TV
the latest
series.
one on
No, the
Netflix.
TV series.
I gave it a damn good ignoring too.
Spare yourself the waste of time. That was just.
I've seen so many previews and read so many reviews about it and watched.
Yeah.
And I've seen enough of it on YouTube to know that it is terrible.
With Requiem, the second Alien.
Yeah, I quite liked it.
It was all right, but the problem was it was too dark, and I don't mean tonally or anything like that. I couldn't see what was going on the cinema screen because there was no. It was like that Game of Thrones episode where they did the whole battle and they filmed it like it would be, so nobody had any idea what was going on the screen because it was so dark.
So this is how chaotic a night battle would be. But we can't see shit either.
I imagine going into the cinema with night goggles.
That's the only way you could see that film.
See, Alien vs Predator Requiem, or AVP2, got a lot of shit, and yet I liked it. And the main reason I liked it was because it pulled no punches.
The kid at the beginning.
Yes, amongst many other things. Because when you're watching an Alien or Predator
the one where
movie...
the kid dies in the first 20 minutes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Not only does he die, it gets face hugged.
Yeah.
Well, okay, which is what I was building up to. But
Sorry.
the point being that the previous, I mean, when Alien came out, it was an 18 certificate. So for America, R-rated. When Aliens came out, it was an 18 certificate, R-rated for Americans. And then it started getting, it was the same with Predator. But then, as the franchises continued, they started getting watered down.
Because they wanted younger people.
They wanted that PG certificate so that the maximum number of people could go and see them. Unfortunately, they made them shit because they're supposed to be action horror movies.
Yeah.
They kept the action, they cut down on all the horror just to open them up to a wider audience.
Yeah.
And they just watered the movies down and turned them into shit. So when, in the first 15 minutes of Alien vs Predator 2, because anytime you're watching an American horror movie, the kids are going to be fine.
Yes.
Right. It doesn't even have to be a horror movie. Something like Jurassic Park. You know that the kids are going to be fine.
Yeah.
One of the kids might get shocked on an electric fence, but he's going to be fine because it's an American movie and they don't kill and mutilate children.
I personally think that one's all right because he went on to be John Deacon. So
he did, but he went on to be John Deacon in Bohemian Rhapsody. Yes. And also Private Eugene Sledge in the Pacific.
Yes.
Confession time.
Yeah.
I haven't watched I think it was the first 3 Jurassic Parks that came out ages ago. But there's one scene that came on.
Well, you haven't seen the original Jurassic Park?
Not that I can remember.
I saw that at the cinema.
Yeah,
to be fair, before you were born, but
I watched the one where I think it was the one before the last one.
So you've only seen the shit ones?
Yeah.
Well, then again, Jurassic Park 2 and 3 weren't great.
Jurassic Park 2 was a rehash of the first one.
Yeah. 3 was... I rewatched because I got Disney Plus and they're all on Disney Plus, so you can just watch it. So I rewatched all the Jurassic Park movies. And the first one's a masterpiece. Especially with the special effects, because nobody had done digital... And for years afterwards, nobody did them as well as they did it because everybody
it was a cross between practical and digital effects. They didn't rely on either.
Yeah, but the way they filmed it, they knew the limitations of the digital stuff. So when they did the digital stuff, they filmed it fleetingly. The camera didn't linger on it, and they mixed practical stuff in to sell it.
Yeah,
and they did amazing things with lighting and camera angles, so that everybody thought, wow, this is amazing, look what you can do with CG now. And in films that came out after Jurassic Park, they started to give CG a bad name because they didn't film it from the right angle, in the right lighting conditions, to blend it in and mix it in with practical stuff to sell the illusion.
Yeah.
Because they just thought you could do all this amazing stuff with CG, so they started doing everything in CG, and it all looked shit. But the original Jurassic Park, the CG still holds up today, and that movie came out you were 2 when that movie came out.
1994 was it?
3, I think.
3.
But I don't know how we got to Jurassic Park from Predator. Oh, yeah, that was right. Yeah. So you need to watch Jurassic Park.
All right.
It is astonishing.
Isn't there a scene where an old man scares the kids by faking like he was electrocuted?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
I need to watch that.
Okay. But anyway, we were talking about Prey. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's how we got to Jurassic Park, because the kids.
'Cause
You
the
know
kids.
that the kids are going to be all right.
Yeah, and in the first 15 minutes of Alien vs Predator 2, a kid gets face hugged. So he's dead, and that's when I knew this movie is not going to pull any punches. And
That's what you want.
and that's what I want in a horror movie.
Yeah.
So, and there's some brutal death scenes in that movie.
It's just a shame you can't see it.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, the contrast is so low.
Yeah.
The gamma is so low that it's very hard to make out what's going on the screen, which is the only real problem. But there's some absolutely horrific stuff happens in that movie, particularly where the Predator-Alien hybrid breeds. And if you haven't seen it, I'm saying no more, because I'm not spoiling that scene for you. It's really nasty. But going back to Prey, the latest Predator movie, imagine my surprise when the house was all done, finally, ready for you to move in. And had an afternoon with nothing to do, so I fired up Disney Plus for the first time in weeks. And Prey is streaming on Disney Plus. I thought it was only coming out on Hulu, but apparently it's Hulu and Disney Plus. So I watched it, fully expecting it to be this woke piece of shit about some Mary Sue Comanche Native American girl who's a strong, independent Comanche who don't need no man and can just do everything, and shows how good she is by belittling and humiliating all of the men in the tribe who should be better at hunting and fighting than she is, because that's what you expect now in a movie with a strong female lead. But they've actually figured out that the best way to write a strong female lead is just to write a strong character,
Yes.
regardless of gender. Just write a good character. And without wanting to give any spoilers for the movie here, I honestly think this is the best Predator movie since Predator. I've enjoyed some of the other Predator movies. Most of them have been terrible. But this is amazing because it doesn't matter how big you are, the Predator's going to be bigger. It doesn't matter how strong you are, the Predator's going to be stronger. It doesn't matter how fast you are, the Predator's going to be faster. Arnie didn't beat the Predator because he was bigger, stronger, and faster. He used his brains. And this girl, she's never been taught to hunt because nobody will take her hunting because she's a woman. But she's taught herself to track. She's taught herself medicine. She knows which herbs are good for what, and so on and so on. And she's trying to teach herself to fight. But she's learnt enough to be overconfident. She's learnt enough by herself to be dangerous to herself. And that nearly gets her killed. Again, I don't want to give you spoilers. But in each encounter that she has with the Predator, she's no threat to it, so it leaves her alone. And the fact that it doesn't think she's a threat is what makes her dangerous. Because every time she gets away from it, she's learned a little bit more about how it fights and what its weaknesses are, until she can eventually put all of that together. And it is just...
And say no more.
And I'm saying no more. It is the best Predator movie since Predator, which was, wow.
80...
Yeah, we're talking nearly...
88?
It's probably the best Predator movie in nearly the last 30 years. And if you get the opportunity to watch it, you should absolutely watch it. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah? Amazingly good movie. It doesn't treat the audience like a bunch of idiots, and it treats everybody in the movie with respect. They don't make her out to be an amazing character at the expense of all of the other characters.
Exactly.
They don't have her standing on the shoulders of everybody else to prove how good she is. There are plenty of other people in the movie who are way better at fighting and hunting than she is, and it doesn't do them any good because it's a Predator. It's better than they are. And the way it all... Again, say no more. You need to watch this movie. If you've got the slightest interest in good action movies, all Predator movies, Prey is amazing. You won't regret it. And I think on that bombshell,
Already?
we are about done. Oh, what do you mean already? It's been about half an hour.
We were going to mention one other thing.
Oh, yes. Eddie has an announcement to make.
Yes.
Yes.
A few people have been asking in the comments of other videos that I've done, other Mingles with Jingles episodes, where they can hear me. Because apparently you lot like my voice.
Oh, yeah.
I personally think I sound nerdy. and don't like my voice. However,
many people think you sound like Boris Johnson.
Yes, a lot of people think I sound like Boris Johnson. No, yeah, that is a thing, apparently. And when I told some of my friends at work, they went, "Oh yeah!" So yeah, I apparently do.
I don't get it, but the internet is never wrong.
Apparently not. But either way, I've always directed people to my old YouTube channel, but obviously everything on there is years and years old on a game that I don't play and I wasn't particularly good at. So I've decided to start a new YouTube channel. What I'm literally going to do is, because it's apparently my voice people like the tones of it, I'm going to start reading things that are in the public domain. And
so stuff like Arthur Conan Doyle books, speeches from Shakespeare, some of his sonnets, some poetry, Rudyard Kipling. I did If. And I'm basically going to load all that up. You're going to show me how to make it absolutely advert free. There will be no money made from this. You should be able to watch this channel without interruption from any adverts. And it's just for people that apparently want to hear my voice. I've bought the mic that Rita uses for her live stream because it's a good mic. Rode NT USB desktop microphone.
Yep.
So the quality's good. I've just been on holiday in Scotland and I spent a lot of time filming lots of things like rivers, so I can put a nice shot of a river going over it. I've got the footage of when I drove past Stonehenge. I can put that over it. Just stuff that I shot, so I own the rights to, so nobody can put any sort of copyright claim on that.
You thought this through.
Yeah. And I will be starting that very, very soon.
And I'll let you all know as soon as it goes live, and you can listen to the first.
Yes, feel free to watch it if you want, but that's not really what it's about.
Yes, it's something that's running in the background that you're listening to while you're doing something else. So, have you decided what you're going to call the channel yet?
No.
No idea. Okay. Yeah. So, comments.
The second, if I had an idea and I mentioned it, someone would immediately go and claim that name.
Copyright it. So, down in the comments section, what should Eddie call his reading interesting and public domain and copyright-free stuff YouTube channel? Because he reads the comments of every time he appears in an episode of Mingles with Jingles, he reads every comment. So if you've got any suggestions, put them in the comments. Eddie will see it. And I think, unless...
No, I'm good.
Okay. So I guess that's it.
Yes.
So it's good night from her.
Good night from him.
Good night. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
I'll put that next.
Real.